This is a little review on the 2025 MC85 Big Wheel. My son's been racing for a little more than 3 years now. 2 years ago, we made the switch to the GasGas brand. Started out on the 23 MC85 small wheel. This season, we moved up to the 85 Big Wheel. Um, it was a good season, a lot of growth. My son feels that the big wheel contributed a lot to the growth in the sport. As soon as the 2025 came out, knowing that it was pretty much all new from the ground up, we figured we had to give this bike a shot. Um, I'm going to just dive right into it, bud. After almost 8 hours on the bike, what do you think about it?
I think this bike is amazing, and it does have quite a lot of differences between the 24. Just between jumps, whoops, um, straightaways, corners, braking bumps. I think it all has a huge role to play with how this bike feels. Um, just like in the jumps, this bike stays completely straight and level to the ground as long as you're in your attack position. I could have been perfect on the jump face with my 24, but my front end would dive, and this bike, the 25, does not dive. And that is one thing that I really like about it, and I don't have to worry as much on the jump faces. Um, Corners, this bike is absolutely perfect for them because you come into a corner, you have your speed, and you don't have to use a lot of clutch because this bike's acceleration just is phenomenal. I can leave it in about second gear on a pretty wide turn, and it's just perfect to come out. And even for a pretty close jump, you can clear it easily. Uh, my 24 had a little bit of a bog into the corners. Um, and then coming out of them, I had to really use my clutch, and it was kind of a hassle, but I did work around that. Braking bumps, I feel part of the way my bikes handle in the braking bumps is the way I set them up, but I think when I didn't put uh, any pressure into my forks, I just left it stock. I did. We were on a rough track, and there was quite a bit of braking bumps, and I thought that the bike handled pretty decent, but when you put the air in, it's usually for your riding style, and that contributes a lot to how it handles in the braking bumps. Um, Whoops, I haven't touched anything on my back suspension. I put my weight, I put as much air as I needed into it. But in the whoops, this bike is really good because, just out of the box, um, it's super, like, it has that just amount of squishiness where I can kind of use it to leverage into the whoops, and the front can take a little, like, a hard smash into the next if that's what happens. And not once in the whoops did I feel like the bike could get out of control from me. Um, Aside from this bike, I have crashed in the whoops before, and I feel like it's because it could have been me, but I feel that my 24 did have a little problem where when I would hit the whoops, it would just squirm around, and it would make me fall over. So, and straightaways, this bike is perfect because you can really be anywhere on the bike and it'll feel comfortable. You can grip the bike really anywhere and it'll still allow you to grip. Um, so that makes the straightaways a lot easier. So yeah.
Um, After almost 8 hours, is there anything you don't like about the bike?
Honestly, I don't think so.
Well, then there you have it. Sounds like the 2025 MC85 is quite the bike. And just to be clear, we bought this from the dealership and literally took it to the track. We haven't made no adjustments on this bike other than the air pressure that was needed in the front forks. Within a few laps, my son was warming up to this bike. I could tell he was in love with it. He was looking so good on it and only getting better the more laps he turned. So I can't recommend this bike enough. It is absolutely amazing. What do you think, bud?
I think this bike is perfect for just about any racer.
All right, there you have it. There's our review.